I honestly did not think we would be here. I saw this game because my friends play it. I thought I'd make a video on it because it looks interesting. And I'm addicted to it. I don't know what to say. I play it before class. I play it after class. I play it when I get home. I play it when I'm not home. I have a serious issue. Now, the reason I'm calling it an issue is not necessarily because I play too much, but the rate of which I play in tandem with how much I win. I am not good at this fucking game. As you can clearly see by this run, I don't know why I used the trident. Maybe it's good, but I think it was fucking terrible. I need your guys' help. Seriously. I've been looking everywhere for guides on the best weapons. They were telling me it was the slingshot, which I can see, just because it does, like, the ricochet, and then the circular buzzsaw. That one I don't see as much, but I am struggling extremely with the level 5 difficulties. Looking over my characters now, the only ones I have difficulty 5 wins with are the Doctor and the King. Now, the King run took me probably, 30 tries. The Doctor, though, I actually do like him, so it only took 5. That being said, though, I have not won a difficulty 5 run in probably, God, a week. And I've been playing every day of that week that I've been losing. Now, my main issues, I think, personally, are I don't know what buffers are best. I like to have my damage up, clearly. There are also a lot of modifiers, which I ignore strictly because I don't know if they're good or not. The most interesting one being luck. Here, I just so happen to have 50 luck, but I do not know what that does for me. If it's not inherent, like range, attack speed, damage, or health, I'm not really looking at it. So I ignore luck, which I don't know if is a mistake. I also ignore armor and lifesteal because I typically never see it in my games. And like I said, I don't know how they work. So please let me know if this is a huge mistake and I should be focusing on that. I'm literally only focusing, I'd say number 1 would be attack speed, and then would go max HP and damage percentage. I usually am never picking up armor, and the only items that I really love to get are probably the coffee. I like the coffee. I like white flag. That one's really good. Here, let me take a look at all the things I've unlocked. I like the extra trees, even though sometimes I do ignore them because they can be a pain in the ass to get. And besides that, I don't really use elemental buffers, just because most of my guns don't require them. The shotgun seems like it would be good, but I never do shit with it. I always get a terrible fucking run with it, and I can't stand it. Right now, the level 5 difficulties I'm working on are for well-rounded being the base character, and then old being the one that decreases enemy speed, and the map is significantly smaller. I believe 33%. And these, I just don't understand it. Guys, I'm begging you. I'm begging the Brotato demons that watch my videos to please help me out. This gun I like a lot here now that I'm looking at it. I did not realize how much fun this was. This is the staff, which is elemental damage, believe it or not. And I believe it gives you lifesteal. I like a gun that you can accidentally kill somebody with. Because clearly I'm focusing on, like, the big boys, the brutes. But I'm doing damage to the little guys that are walking around. Now, this is contrary to that one Reddit post I saw. Because it was like a Reddit post where he's like, I have 200 hours on Brotato. Here's my rankings of the best guns. And I took that shit at face value. If a guy on Reddit tells me it's good, 3 times out of 10, he's probably right. This time, I took him to be right. So I wasn't very mad at it. But I am a little confused because I do like this gun. Now, looking at all the rest of the weapons, I don't use melee. Like the Cacti Club, I don't use the Jousting Lounge, the Screwdriver. I kind of just ignore these because they seem so boring to me. I don't like to get up and close with enemies. I'd rather range you, kill you, than come back. Like I'm kind of kiting or training you as I would a zombies game. Now, you can see from the items I did buy the DLC, which is really cool because it added so many new characters as well as items. But then it added Curse. What the fuck is Curse? I only see one item that interacts with that, which is the Shard, which is plus 3% damage, and then plus 1 Curse. I sometimes see the purple highlighted enemies, which of course means they're cursed, but I really don't pay them any mind, so I'm not sure if I should be worried about them or not. I'm not really. So, you know, we'll see if it ends up becoming a problem for me. One guy I really want to get good with is the Bull. He's the one, you know, HP up the wazoo. Armor, health regen up the wazoo. You don't use weapons, though. You just walk into enemies and he explodes. My damage-pilled mind cannot comprehend this. I genuinely don't understand how you would beat a difficulty 5 run with this. Would it just consider be a speed run? Where, like, you're just constantly blitzing through and you're accidentally hitting shit? Or are you going full bull mode? Where, like, you're literally just charging at everything and doing fuck all? Now, I do end up want to play a endless run. I want to see how far I can get. I think that'd be pretty fun. I've also been playing co-op with my brother, which has been really nice. I'm glad that it is so easy. They definitely didn't fuck that up. Rather than it being like a dumb split screen, it just expands or, you know, magnifies the map based on how close you guys are, which does make it a little bit easier. And it is so nice into unlocking new abilities and characters, because if you beat, let's say, a difficulty 2 run with 2 different characters, it will count for those 2 characters. Of course, it will have the little asterisk next to it that it was co-op, but you still get everything that you would as if you did it yourself with the 2 separate runs. This boss right here, I'd say he's one of the easier ones, believe it or not, until he fucking mutates. I cannot stand that fucking move. There's a reason the video transitioned. Take a fucking wild guess what happened when I said that happened. I fucking died. Once again, this is my Cade run. I'm still going strong on it. A lot of my friends told me that the medical gun sucks, but I refuse to believe that. It shoots fast as fuck, it's got little lasers, and it gives you health back. Personally, me, anything that gives me health, I'm rocking with and I want to use. Because my health regen is never where I want it to be. And more times than not, I'm ending up getting like 1 health every like 3.5 seconds, which is just not enough. Like, that's bullshit. Now, obviously here, this is like a litmus test. I'd say rounds or waves 7 through 11 before the boss fight, unless it's a wave on round 11, are the litmus tests to see, like, are you doing enough damage, buddy? Like, let's really check out. Let's really, like, skill check you. Here, clearly, unbeknownst to me, because I'm a hoper, I'm not fucking passing this litmus test. It's wave 7, and I have a huge fucking horde in front of me, and I can't do any fucking damage. So I guess the medical gun is shit, but I refuse to see that. Ah, the metal. Definitely one of my favorites. I also don't re-roll my levels up a lot. So should I increase my luck and then continue to re-roll in hopes that maybe I get like a red buff that'd be able to help me? Because my luck's at 60 right now, but I'm not fucking seeing that luck. Like, I don't understand. Does it increase my dodge, maybe? Although that wouldn't make any sense, because then what would be the point of dodge if I could just max out my luck and get 2 for the price of 1? I'm not sure. So the main things I want to get from this video are what guns I should be using, first of all. Like, I would like people to just, like, based on their experience with the game, what they found to be the easiest to use and definitely the best to set up for waves. Because I don't really focus on, like, one enemy. Like, even in a boss fight, I'm not necessarily focusing on that boss. I'm kind of just skirting around the map trying to get everything so that I don't get too congested. I'm also curious as to what items are good. Like I said, I've kind of been picking up the same 5 items every game, so it does get a little boring, and I'm kind of sitting there waiting for it, so I get a little blinded sometimes and reroll things that maybe I shouldn't. And then finally, what secondary stats that are inherently good should I be focusing on? Like, of course, like I said, health, damage, range, these are all things that are obvious. Like, those I'm always going to upgrade. But what are some of the secret things, like the secret run killers? Like, oh, if this isn't at least 20, like, you're probably fucked. Because I don't know that yet. I just started playing this game literally since I made that YouTube video. And I really did not think much of it. I was surprised at first, because the minute I saw you shoot yourself, I was like, oh, okay, nice. Or it shoots for you. I was like, oh, okay, nice. Like, this is a very easy to play game, like, very relaxing. And now I just kind of play it with anything. Like, if I'm in a party and we're deciding what game to play, I'm playing this. If I have to go somewhere and I have like 30 minutes to kill, I'm playing this. If I have an exam to study for next week, which is open note on a class that is very important to the overall being of my grade in the future, I'm playing this, bro. It doesn't matter. I am on Brotato. I'm going to become one of the legends of Brotato. It's whether or not you guys want to join me on that journey. Not only join me, but aid me on that journey. Because right now, the meteoric rise I had at the beginning is slowly but surely fizzing out. I want to be like that asteroid that everybody's fear-mongering about. Just a big star that everybody's talking about and diverts so much attention to, but then low-key after a week, no one gives a shit because it's old news. So let me know, please. I'd say this is my best run with Kane so far. We have been streaking. I already have a purple weapon. I got dupes of what I need. I elected not to combine them, except when I finished the recording, I got the medical gun to red, which I was very happy about. So basically right here, I'm only re-rolling for red shit. I also don't do the turrets. Let me know if the turrets are important. I know some people do genuinely like them. Like, they'll either have a medical turret or they'll do an engineer run where they have, like, the incendiary turrets, or however you pronounce that fucking bullshit word. But I really don't see any merit in them. Like, they don't seem like they do enough damage. Also, odds are they just spawn in the corner of the map and become genuinely useless. But here I'd say this is where my hope had never been higher. Wave 13, decent amount of health, and I'm passing the litmus test we're talking about. I made it through round 12, which was the boss fight, and now I'm kind of shredding shit. That is my least favorite enemy type by far, the tentacle guy. They're not necessarily sneaky, and they're not like, they don't do crazy damage, but they are consistent, and I find that to be an issue. Like, the laser enemies, the brutes that, like, charge you, it's inconsistent as to whether or not they'll even hit you or if they're shooting your direction. But these guys, they're coming at you no matter what, and without failure, they're going to shoot on either end of you. So I make it a point to fucking target them because I cannot stand when I see them. I make it out of this run with the skin on my teeth. I had used the bell that blows up when I get below like a certain amount of health, which I do like, but I feel like it is an issue when that thing goes off, because then it's like, you might be fucked, buddy, like if you're relying on that. So like, you got some problems that you need to figure out. We got the boss fight coming up here on wave 14. I am feeling pretty good about this. And it's one of the easier bosses too. This is the one that just shoots the rings. I believe his mutation was the one I was talking about before, however, where it's a circle laser ring that follows you and you generally have to juke. But he's not really fucking with me right now, so I'm not paying any mind to him. I'm kind of just standing still, letting time pass. I'd much rather get rid of all the small shit, because I think that's what's going to end up killing me in a boss fight. Not necessarily the boss, but just the sensory overload of everything that's around me. Because it generally does add up, and if I'm not killing shit and the cacti aren't spawning for me to get the health back, then, like, yeah, I'm fucked. Like, I have no shot. Like I said, my HP regen this run was not good. Do I know that's a problem? Yes, of course I know that's a problem, but whatever. So I am a low-key streaking right here, and I do feel pretty good about it. The thing I have the problem with, though, is the dichotomy between the range and melee weapons. I don't know what distance I should be standing from enemies. Like, I don't know where I should be. Should I be cutting up and down through the middle of the map trying to slice everything? Or should I only use the melee weapons as a sort of backup, where if they just so happen to get close enough, then I have that in my pocket to be like, oh yeah, like if they get too close, like I can just cut them up with my buzzsaw. Which, unbeknownst to me, does do health regeneration, does give it back to you. So I am very happy with that. But I always feel a little awkward in my game where I don't know where I'm going or what I'm supposed to be doing. So more times than not, I'll end up just standing still at the beginning of the wave. And then once it starts getting dicey, I'll move around. But I don't really have any paths like that. Difficulty 5 also introduced like the eggs that spawn mini bosses. Those things fucking suck. It usually never kills any of my runs, but it does kind of throw the round away in terms of money, because I'm constantly looking out for them. Because if I see 2 of those things on the screen, I'm not having a good time. They are like the tentacle guys, but super juiced, and they do a fuck ton of damage, and they have a fuck ton of health. I mean, obviously, because they are a boss, but I do hate to see them coming, because it's like, oh, I'm just collecting no money this round. Like, it's absolutely, like, destroyed. Wave 17 now. Shit's getting a little serious, man. And I got a couple reds on me, so, I mean, what was my lifesteal's -1, but my attack speed and damage are at 130. I mean, there's no shot I lose this. I do get really fucking unlucky, though, and get one of the hardest bosses. This guy is a pain in the ass to juke. I can't stand him, but luckily I'm better than that, and just died at the beginning.